What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to y'all on analysisplayground.com with an analysis breakdown on Desmond Bane. He uses his strength and his speed and his size for the shooting guard position to get to the basket. He's tough, he's physical, he can bump you, he can knock you off of him. He also is quicker than what people think athletically, and he can get you on first steps and blow right past you. He also likes to use the ability to get his first step and use his strength to get into your chest to create space so he can be able to lay it right into the basket. Not really much of a dunker, more of a finesse player most of the time, but he also uses angles to be able to dodge shot blockers in midair and uses the backboard to finish cleanly and nice and finesse. He also uses backdoor cuts and angles to be able to get advantage on shot blockers, so that way he can get easy layups off the backboard and even right straight through the net. And he's an excellent cutter, a guy that if you don't pay attention to, he can kill you just because he can get this all night, just because they have requisite shooting around him. And it's good that he can get to the basket. His strongest suit is what he came into the league, known as a shooter, and he has been excellent at that. He's a guy that can do catch and shoot. He can relocate. He can move without the ball. He also got a little step back three to where even if you want to play him for the three and run him off the three-point line, he can turn that down, step back, and knock that down off the dribble. It's a tough shot. Not too many people can make it. He can make it pretty easily, and it's all net. It's a pure shot. This is because his form and his rotation is always adequate and in the right movements, and even when he's in the step back. But he also can kill you if you over rotate or over help on Ja Morant or anybody that collapses the defense. He can knock down a three just by standing, or he can even just catch and shoot on the fly. He can even come off screens. He can even come off pin downs and knock down mid-range to three-point shots with ace and with ease. And it's a beautiful thing to see because he does it in the flow of the offense, and he also has unlimited range to where he can pull up from anywhere and knock it down. Another thing that I love about Bane is that he added his ability to be smart with the penetration. If you want him on the three-point line, which he can knock down threes, he can break down the defense by turning them down sometimes and getting to the basket and creating shots even at the top of the key. He's 6'5". He can see over the top of the defense and make the requisite passes that's needed to get guys open. But he also can drive from the three-point line to the paint and find cutters for layups and dunks. And that makes everybody's job easier, especially because Ja doesn't have to do it. Or if he's on the bench, it allows other guys to step up. And he's a playmaker now to where he wasn't that as much in college and in high school. He has evolved his game, has continued to put in the work to become a guy that can do more than just catch and shoot. And even when you see at the top of the key, he gets double teamed, he's still able to deliver a nice pass right into the pocket so the guy had to just go straight up. That's just beautiful passing. And he can even come off screens and find shooters that can be open, and he can hit them time right on target, and then they can go right up and shoot the ball without having to catch or be out of their order. And he also helps in transition just because he makes the passes and he's fast enough to get out there and make the right reads in transition, even if it's shooters. I like his defense also. He's a guy that can get up in you, take away your airspace, and really cause you to overthink and create turnovers that way. I like the fact that he's real stouty and real stern. He's real physical, and that's something that people was concerned about. Will his shooting translate? Will he be able to do things off the dribble? Will he just be a role player? And he showed that he's an all-star caliber player because he has been able to add to his game, and he's hungry, and he wants to continue to become the best player that he can become. And for him to become a team scorer, to a 20-point scorer this quickly, that just shows you that this guy's ceiling can be higher than what we had thought as just a catch and shoot guy. Now he's a playmaker. Now he's a defender. Now he's a scorer because he can do it on the mid-range level, the finishing level, transition in from the three, and he can do it from almost a four-point line type territory. There's nothing that this man can't do if he continues to put his mind to it. I just look at him as a guy that has shown a lot of improvement, shown a lot of growth, shown a lot of maturity, and I'm proud of him, just to be honest with him, because I thought that he was a great pickup already. He really had a lot of pressure applied to him when Ja ran out last year, and then he was able to turn that into I can become a better player and help this team grow internally just by improving myself. And that's something that he has done. It's something that the entire team has done. And it's something that I think that he should continue to have that mentality on, just because the best player you can be can make the team be at its best, just because the more you can do makes the team more versatile. And I feel like that's something that he learned when Ja went out, and it's something that has really turned him into an all-star caliber player. You just hope he can stay healthy. You just hope his jump shot can stay hidden. And if that's the case, this guy is going to be an all-star one day, most likely multiple, just because he's able to do so much on the court and have so much of a high impact that he's a dangerous guy. And I still think he can still be a better scorer in the future just by adding a little bit more of a mid-range game, like a little bit of some floaters and some mid-range jumpers instead of always turning them down, just because they're going to force you to run off that three-point line. And then you got to be able to have a scoring mentality once you have the offense to yourself a little bit more, as we start seeing the last 2 seasons. And the more weapons and the more things in your arsenal that you have, the more you can do offensively, the more tougher you are to guard, and the more unpredictable you are, makes you one of the hardest players to prepare for. And then your offense goes up because you have a move for every situation. And then next thing you know, you're a 25-point scorer, and then you're a shoe-in for the All-Star game instead of being a guy that you have to wait to see if you get in. You know for sure you're one of those guys like one of his teammates is. And if that's the case, that's what you want to be. You want to be one of the best players in the world. And if you have the work ethic and the knowledge that he does, and the hunger that he does, there's no reason why you can't be. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And when you hit the notification bell, you get it first. And there's more analysis coming on the way.